I would like to also give the time, 10 minutes to Pak Haryadi to also share how PLN is also drive the sustainability in the energy sector and how can we balance or maybe transform the challenges into opportunity. Pak Haryadi, please.
Thank you, Amlan, for the opportunity. Good afternoon, everybody. I think it's the last panelist for this session, and we talk about driving sustainability in the energy sector in Indonesia. Maybe we start with what the keynote speakers has been explained that in inauguration of the President of Indonesia. Our President has stated about the Asta Cita vision. And with this Asta Vista vision, there is some way how we achieve this Asta Cita. One of this is how we achieve the target of 8% of economic growth. And we also, our President also start and state that we must also achieve the energy self-sufficiency within 4 or 5 years. And of course, we must do this by development of new renewable energy that we have in our resources. PLN has started to review all of the potential that has been explained by the keynote speech. And also, we also now collecting all the data, especially the market survey regarding about what the potential demand in the future. Let's say we also have some demand regarding the smelters in Sulawesi, and also there is some demand in the east of Indonesia that is still not developed very well. And of course, that has been explained also by Sarah that without electricity, we cannot achieve what the target of 8% of the economic growth that has been stated by our presidents. This is what has been stated by our company and also our nation, that we want to achieve the net zero emission by 2060. Is more late than Malaysia want to achieve 2050. Yeah? We still start achieving 2060, and based on our plan here, we see that even though we try to reduce our emission intensity, but we see here there is a 0.9 that we achieve the emission intensity in 2020. We try to reducing half by 2040, but we still emit and reach a peak in 2030 because we still have some development and also increasing a demand. And we just starting now by reducing the coal utilization by what we call it is coal phase down. The coal phase down, not coal phase out. We don't use the coal phase out in our plan. We start the coal phase out based on natural phase out, maybe in 2040 here. We see that by 2040, the fuel mix of the coal is reducing very big, and 30% till 5% here. And we still keep the coal around 19 gigawatt, and also the gas. We combine it with CCUS in 2060. And with this, we plan that we build around 480 gigawatt in the span of 40 years until now, and need around 70 billion US dollar for achieving this. This is what we have done until now. In the existing RUPTL is 10 years development plan of PLN. We have the existing one is RUBTL 2021-2030. With this plan, we built around 52% of renewables. It's 21 gigawatt. And based on our review in this year, we will publish the new RUBTLs because there is a lot of changings in what we are doing before in 2021. For instance, there is one policy that we stopping exporting the raw materials, and we inviting all of the investor comes, and there comes building the new smelters and creating the new demand. That's why based on this, and some of the demands need some renewables, and also there's a data center coming, and based on the latest development and also the latest challenge, we are reviewing and changing our plan, and we will plan building the new renewable till 75% by 2040. And as Frederick said, that we cannot achieve this because of, as you know, that now we try to achieve using hydropower plant and also geothermal, most likely. You need a long time for COD, and we need the energy, the transition energy for that. That's why we still have around 25% of gas-fired power plant. And totally, between 2023 and 2040, we need around 75 gigawatt of renewables and 25 gigawatt of gas power plant. This means 100 gigawatt. You can imagine that until now we only have a 70 gigawatt. It's near 1.5 times that we will build in 20 years. In 10 years, we will build around double. And this is what we have done, because there is no transition without transmission. We also try to mapping all of our resources regarding the hydro, especially, and geothermal. And because of the resources located far away from the demand, we also need to build around 70,000 kilometer circuit of transmission line. And there is a lot of challenge how we build this, especially regarding connecting between island, because we are archipelago. It's not like Europe that the mainland. Indonesia is a archipelago. We have around 70,000 islands, and with a big 4 big island, we must do this kind of network or connecting all the resources and to the demand center. And another challenge is how we penetrate, especially the VRA in the system. We need a flexible grid that has been explained by Mrs. Pugh. That flexible grid, flexible generation, and also we have also need for mobility, electric vehicle in the system too. We need smart grid, and we also start building the smart grid. Normally we can only build around 5 gigawatt without smart grid. With smart grid we can increasing solar and wind till 40 gigawatt in 20 years. Yeah, this is what we are thinking now, and how we can preparing all the electricity. It could be one of the way to achieve the economic target of 8%. This is one of the examples. Besides that, we also have opportunity in the east of Indonesia. there is a lot of resources there. In here, you can see that there is some KEK is a special economic zone, like KEK Sorok and KEK Timika is a special economic zone, and KSPN Raja Ampat, KSPN is integrated maritime and fishery center. There is a lot of potential maritime and also fishery, and also the food estate. There is a food estate in the Wamena, and now they not have enough power there. Based on this mapping, now we can build around 1 gigawatt additional capacity in Papua, and we hope that can increase around 240% the Papua regional GDP. Yeah, this is one of our plan to support the target of 8% of economic growth that's stated by our president. Mr. Adam, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Haryadi. Exactly 10 minutes. My timer is ringing.